and this wall's done. Now we got to cut through all these roots and lay some pipe. Plumbers call this dragon snot. Go in the corner. This one here. And welcome back to Cape Fear Koi. Good to see you, everybody. If it's your first time, welcome. If it's your second or fifth, appreciate you being here. All right, so today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a raised pond, and I'm just going to kind of show you what we do making our raised ponds. We have 2 of them already, or we actually have 3, but we have a large one. It's 2,600 gallons. We're going to do more or less a replicate of this one right there. You see the one behind it, right? That's 26. This one's going to be roughly 2,000, maybe 2,100. Our dimensions are going to be 12 by 6 by about 4. We're going to show you how to, well, basically how to frame it, set the post. We're going to be doing a bottom drain. We're going to be using underlayment for our well, softness and safety of the liner over the lumber, and we're going to be using a lot of upcycled, recycled materials. The lumber is everything that I've had laying around, and the underlayment we got from a carpet place, so that'll save us quite a few bucks. Nails and screws I also had on hand, so check this out, and you should be able to save quite a bit of money building it yourself, and it'll look pretty cool. It'll look something like this. This is round 1. Round 2, when we're done with it, is going to look like the one behind there. So we're also going to install in the future skimmers and filtration and the whole sort of thing. So stick around. Here we go. Check it out. See you. All right, so here's some of the lumber. Here's a big stack that we have on hand. We got some posts all through here. These are going to be our supports. And here's a bunch of extra plumbing parts I have from dismantling ponds. We have liner, underlayment, some more liner. We're going to take all these pieces here and see what we can make out of a bunch of scrap, make something beautiful. Since these boards are 12, I'm going to try to utilize all my lumber and go 12 feet long, 6 feet wide. Be a nice little setup. Here they are, 12 feet long. All right, 6 feet here. The other one was 12 foot, about 1 inch. So I'm gonna knock that down to 6 feet, but 6 feet's gonna be my number. Okay, clearing the area. Got a bunch of dirt right here. We got to move that, get that cleared up, get our frame, and we start piecing together. Hard worker. All right, so it's next day, and so now it's all flattened out. We've got our posts right here. We're going to cut them to size, whatever's needed for all around. We're going to have support posts going all along the edges, and we're going to start getting the tools ready and keep on cutting. So here we go. All right, so we got these big old 6x8s right here, pretty heavy. These are pretty much overkill for this situation, but I have them, and they're free. So basically everything on this pond is free. Only thing I kind of have to pay for are the screws, and I already have these on hand also. So this is awesome. This is gonna be really cool. So we're starting to get our lumber stack right here. I figure we need about 8 of these, and we have about 15 2x6x12s. A couple will be cut in half, but around 15 total will make the amount that we're needed. So just looking at it around, and so we're getting there. This is pretty awesome. Let me put this heavy old thing down. It's getting kind of heavy. Here's me and little Red. She's getting all the bugs. Hey, little baby birdie right here. She's helping me out. She's taking care of all the pests. Definitely good to have chickens around. Yeah. Trying to get some posts dug. All right, get your post level. And there we go. To set the bottom board, here I had to dig in the ground a little bit to level it out. It's a little bit of a slope, and that goes to 0 right here. So I had to go down about 3 inches and then to 0, and that's perfectly level. All right, setting the bottom board level. Making sure my uprights are level, and then fasten down on the bottom. Okay, so the ground's a little too high right here to be level. You can see it's, as my bottom board, it's sticking up a little too much, a little too proud. So I'm gonna take my trusty pickaxe. I'm gonna dig this out right here and make sure I get it nice and plumb, or nice and level. All right, ditch is dug. Okay, here we are, we're level. That's our base, our first run. Okay, one wall is up. Now for the next. Okay, next wall is level. That's the base. Had to dig it out a little bit too. So all bases are connected and level. Now we just start going up the wall. Okay, post is plumb. All right, we're getting there. A couple more boards and this wall's done. So this is 2/3 of the way up, so it's always important because these boards are known to just to twist and turn. So you want to make sure you stay level or plumb all the way around. So I'm going to have to adjust this end up ever so slightly to make up the difference, to make sure we stay where we want to go. You see a little twist in it right there. Getting closer. Okay, so these can be my outside supports right here. I'll flip them around however they need to go to just be better. You can see they got notches and all that sort of stuff. So these are, like I said, these are all scraps. So I'm repurposing them. Gonna put another one here. Probably put a 4x4 in this short span. I have 3 in the back. There's one already sitting up. Got 2 more. Gonna take a chainsaw, cut all these off the top here, cut them down. And then we'll be mega supported. Basically, you're gonna do the same thing as I did with this one here. I'm gonna recreate this all the way through, and we're gonna have this one doing the same thing right here. So it's a real good idea to spray water down whenever you have to backfill a post. You have a lot of air pockets in here, like this one right here. So this helps expose any air pockets and fill them in nice and tight. Same if you're doing either in dirt or if you're putting concrete in the ground. Make sure you tamp all the air out, even after you wet it. Take a tamper, knock all that dirt down, make it nice and tight. Also, if you have gravel or any kind of stones, throw rocks in there. That'll help lock it up too. I did have some rocks, and I threw some in there too. So this will help out a lot. All right, time to secure the posts. They're nice and plumb. Let's get them together. All right, front support post going in. Cut this off afterwards. Okay, so now that we're overall framed up, I've got all my supports going all around. Got them all the corners and the centers and so on. So these are all done. Now it's time to get the bottom. We're going to slope it from, let's see, this point here, we're going to have the water discharge here and then flow all the way down. And also we're going to have the bottom drain here and also going to slope accordingly. We're going to put a pretty good pitch to make sure all the debris gets down there. So let's look inside there and see what it looks like. Okay, so this is the inside of the pond. That's going to be my high spot. I'm going to slope it down to here. This here is the bottom drain. These pegs here, they sit on top of each other. They got a male and female that just kind of slip on. The top is weighted. We got a 3-inch bottom here, and we're just going to set that nice and flat just to show you. There you go. I had to shake that thing off. It's on there pretty good. So that's where the pegs go in here. These holes. And those are the pegs. And like I said, that's filled with sand, and we slap that on there. Getting there. I'm going to dig a little more out to here, and then I'm going to take this excess and I'm going to smooth it out and make a nice slant all the way down to the bottom here. All right, so I just want to show you what I'm doing at the bottom here. I'm just going from one end to the other, all the way down with my slope. So here's my deep end. I don't know if you can pick it up on camera. I'm going to go a little bit deeper than this, but I'm kind of leveling it off to see how I like my slope and my pitch. And so having one of these is a really good tool. They call it either a garden rake or a hard rake. I use the teeth here to kind of get any high spots. These roots are going to cause a little problem, but I use this around to try to go around them, and this will pull any high spot, and I can get that level. And then I flip it over, and then this is my drag, and then the teeth actually pull the extra, so that'll pull it down here to the bottom. That'll make it nice and flat. That'll help you out a lot. And you see these roots are sitting here. So then I just take them, hold it right here, pop them up. Wrong direction.
Quite a bit of debris removed. See that nice slope where he'll place his bottom drain.
Okay, so this is the deep end here, all through here. This is where the drain is going to sit. This is the deepest spot at the bottom. I have these slightly raised throughout here, so all the debris will naturally fall down into the drain here. So I've got these a little bit higher, just a little bit higher, so it just goes down towards the drain here. This is all overall done. I have a couple of small light roots that are just kind of dangling. I'm gonna get those cleaned out. So this is it. I've got a pretty good slope. You can see the distance slowly decreasing all the way up. So that goes the same on this side. Now it's time to set the drain, put it here, and we're good to go. Okay, so now we have the general idea on the pitch of the floor for the pond here. Now we got to cut through all these roots and lay some pipe. That's good. All right, now we're going to glue these together, put them on both sides. Don't get your nose too close. So then when we put them on, push all the way and give it a slight turn. that'll remove any air gaps inside, so you won't get any leaks. Hold that for about 10 seconds, and that'll start to lock in. Okay, we're gonna do this again. A lot of plumbers call this dragon snot because it burns your nose if you're too close to it. So be careful. Make sure you use it in a ventilated area. And if you're outside, try to get upwind from it. So slide that on, give it a turn, and we're going to hold that for a few seconds. Otherwise, the pressure will want to push it off itself. Now we're going to cut this to size, put the elbow on the other end to go outside the pond. This one's primed. Looks pretty good. Looking good?
Looks good.
Yeah. Okay, so now we can backfill it to hold it, and obviously this is all kind of discombobulated, but we're going to then clean this up and get this back to where we want it to be. So we're going to set it about right here, and then we start going. Okay. So we're going to stuff this bag in here to help keep debris from falling back down into the pipe.
Is that where you got the screws in already?
Yes, and we put the screws in here to keep any debris or grit from falling back in and messing up our threads when we go to reset it. So that should help out quite a bit right there. Breathe it. Fresh air. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit, let all the water get through. That'll harden up in a few hours, and tomorrow it'll be solid. Adjust that just a hair. Get that shifted. Okay, there we go. Woo! Okay, chainsaw time. 6. Okay, so we've got the bottom, that's all leveled out. You can see here I've got up on the points. You see a little bit of a rounded. I filled the corners in just a little bit to have a little slant so debris doesn't get caught in the corners. You see I've got it built up a little bit, and here I've got it built up so when the debris happens, it just goes and floats down a little bit more of an angle and then to the drain. So I've got my angle everywhere. I'm at roughly a 112 pitch. That should cause most of all this debris to naturally just slide on down. So the drain is on this end here, and then my discharge will be up over here, so I'll get a little bit of current pulling, and kind of where I'm sitting up against the wall, I'll have my skimmer, my no niche skimmer in there. So now we're ready for the underlayment. All right, so we're on our way to a carpet store. We're gonna do a little dumpster diving. It's free 99. Okay, so for simple installation here, we're gonna use these button caps. That's gonna help hold this. Some people staple it, but the staples, they break often, so or they pull apart and they kind of just pop out easy. So this has a nice flat head, which will put pressure on it and lock it in place. And the ring shank, so they grip really well, so they won't pop out. Real simple. This is the pad right here. We've got just a couple rolls of it. We're going to cut them to size. We're going to measure them. Here we go with the hammer to put the caps in. We have some shears, or we can use heavy duty scissors. And that's it. Just measure them, put them in. All right, here we go. Okay, here are the tacks. Got them lined up. A little bit further to go in the corner. We're going to keep going through here. All right, so that's round 1 of 2. We're going to be doing a bunch of more on the next one. We're going to finish a little bit of the framing. We're going to do a wrap on this upper one. And we're going to do finish the drain system on it. We're going to be doing installing a UV. We're probably going to put a bead filter here on an external pump. Just a whole bunch going on here. So be sure to hit subscribe for the next video. That way you'll be alerted if you hit the notification bell. And while you're clicking on those buttons, please hit the like button for this one. Let us know that it's something that is entertaining or educational, or you liked it. So that helps us out to get a gauge on what's good and what's not so good. If you have any questions on the build, please ask down below. I'd be happy to answer anything. Like I said, this is going to be very similar to the one we did before. The one before has been running for about 1.5 years now, and it is that one in the back. And so this is it as of now, and it's going good so far. We're very excited. So until then, hey, we appreciate you. Thanks for being part of Cape Fear Koi. We'll see you next time.